very tired. But there we go. We'll get through it, as we always do. Are we streaming yet?
Yeah.
Yay! Hello! Oh fuck, 225s. Not bad. Hello!
Oramis, you feel an axe plant itself between your shoulder blades.
Oh, and welcome back to D&D.
Oh, that would be horrifying, because you'd also be enveloped
yeah.
by darkness. Sorry, Ben, but you'd be enveloped by darkness from behind as Griffin came up behind you.
Yeah, that would just be an axe like through the darkness and then junk. Anyway, welcome back to D&D. Last time, you guys were inside the Temple of Njord, going after Hallowhand. You battled against some Safwajin, who are helping Hallowhand because apparently they owe him a favour, or something like that, or Safwagin, as we...
Safwagin?
Safwagin, innit, man? As it seems that these, the Safwajin owe Hallowhand something or other. Safwajin themselves are at war with the ocean elves, the sea elves, though that's not a very big thing. They are ruthless, half-fish people, essentially, and you guys made your way through this temple, battling through darkness and against some of these things, but finally making it to this large hallway, wherein this one large Safwajin sort of commander, a commander similar to the ones you've seen before, except this time he has this anglerfish sort of light coming from the top of his head, causing these two very, very large sharks who have
I give him an inch
stormed in
at best.
I don't remember if you guys did roll initiative or not last time. You did, because we did the first round of combat, and I have that initiative order right here. So going first is Mazzy. Mazzy, your blade is glowing, if you remember.
It is indeed glowing.
You also have an elemental weapon on your bow. However, despite the glowing blade and everything, you are once again enveloped in darkness. Because of fucking Griffin.
Cheers that. I'm going to take one step out of the darkness so I can see the world.
Excellent.
Even though my light is technically on my back right now, but we'll just pretend I can see forward.
It's a decent light. It's like 15 feet bright, 15 feet dim.
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough. Okay.
Also, with this guy behind them having an anglerfish light, I'm just going to say, like, the room is bright enough for you guys to see at the minute, unless you're within the darkness.
What sort of wattage has he got on that angler light?
I don't know. IKEA energy saving, that sort of...
Yeah, okay. What sort of looming count has he got? Carry on.
It's probably not producing a lot of, like, light, but it's probably quite... It's weird, because they need to be able to be seen from a long way away, but not illuminate themselves, so that fish towards the light, but don't see it as a big, chompy monster.
Like a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
It's light, but it doesn't give off light, unless you're in the sequels, because, you know, fuck everything else.
Or if you're in Jedi Fallen Order and you hold a specific button to make it...
I will illuminate my book.
To make it light.
That's just the torch setting.
Well, I'll put it on when I need to use it. I'll put it on torch setting, and then we'll all be fine.
Excellent.
You know, sometimes we're quite good at, like, the session starts and we're like just in the slipstream going along. At the moment, we're like tangent.
I'm totally ready to do my action, but you know, we'll just keep on talking.
Do it.
Right. I'm going to whip out my magical bow. Should we chat about something else?
Whip out his lightsaber. Go on.
Yeah, not my lightsaber, not the sword. Whip out the bow.
You're not in darkness anymore.
Whipping out the bow.
I'm going to multi-attack volley that little section here, so I can attack.
Oh,
each of them, because
you can attack each of them once.
Each of them once.
Yes, I will give the commander a little bit of cover because he is behind two sharks.
Technically, can I shoot through the sharks from this angle?
Are you going up and over?
I'd still say, because they're swimming sort of in almost like tandem with each other, and obviously sharks have to go side to side. They're almost sort of like touching each other, and he's purposefully trying to essentially like hide away. So I'll give him a little bit of cover, but you may roll for the red shark first.
So it's +1 to whatever I roll because of the elemental weapon,
and 1d4 of
1d4 attack. Yeah.
1d4 of a damage
I'll
type.
attack. Ooh, I haven't even seen it. I'll attack one of the sharks, but it misses.
The red one misses. Is sort of moving across. It's hard to sort of gauge where it's swimming. And unfortunately it misses. Your second attack.
I'll go purple.
Definitely hits. Roll the damage, good sir.
That was a bit useless. But...
6 piercing damage. And then roll. Is that...
Very good day.
Did we say it was lightning? Or thunder? Or something along those lines?
I generally can't remember, so can I just choose again?
Yeah. So you got fire, which underwater
could I go
is
for
half damage.
Acid?
Acid? You can go for acid.
Ooh.
Holy fuck, that is dark. Alright, yeah, this arrow of acid just sort of pours out of his weapon and attacks, yeah.
I'm not one of the fish people.
You're not one of the fish people. And finally for Mr. Guy back here.
22.
Ooh, 22 does still hit despite his cover.
What is this damage?
It's not very good.
It's not very good, is what it is, yes. That is 6. Alrighty.
Just to finish off, I'm going to go and take one step backwards and disappear.
Oh, fuck. That's so
go. I could be anywhere. Metal. Definitely not one step square behind, but I could be anywhere.
That's so dark it belongs in DC.
That's fucking metal, dude. So, Oramis, you are up next.
Yo.
Caspian soon after you.
My G here in the purple.
Yes.
Can I lightning lure him, por favor?
You can lightning lure him, yes, of course. So he needs to make a strength save or be pulled 10 feet towards you.
You're strength saving a shark.
You are strength saving a shark. So let's see whether you can beat a shark. What's your DC?
17.
Oh, it actually fails. You've done better. Lash of lightning. Target must succeed in a strength saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
Then take 1d8 lightning damage, so roll 3d8 for me, Oramis.
Oh,
20 damage. Now that is a good set of 3d8.
Bang.
God damn, bang indeed. And 5, 10. He's a bit further forward. As this arc of lightning sort of stuns through the air, almost pulling this lash back, and it just jolts it forward. Anything else?
Did you regret that?
No, I don't. I know it's not Pokemon, but I don't suppose he takes any weakness to lightning damage, being a water type creature.
Unfortunately not, no. Unfortunately not. This is not Pokemon.
Okay.
I was about to say this is real life, but it's not that either, so I'm confused.
Can I climb on the shark?
You can certainly climb on the shark. So roll me either acrobatics or athletics to try and get on the shark. It's essentially a grappling contest. Can you do better than a shark can? I'll tell you what, though, you fucking beat it.
Oh my god!
It rolled a 3. I mean, this thing's got +6 strength, but
crit doesn't matter in strength stuff, does it? Checks. There's something that doesn't matter in.
Ones and crits don't matter in those things. Ability checks.
Contested.
Yeah. So
you lucky bastard.
You lucky bastard, because holy crap, that's 2 ones. That's just really sad. So yes, Oramis, you are now on top of a shark.
Poor joke. Can't wait for you to rip its neck out with your teeth.
I'll say that was like just the moving towards it and getting on it. That would probably be part of your bonus action, like dash or dodge or whatever.
So I don't have a concealed blade left.
Unfortunately, not. I would say just the sort of effort of swimming towards it and then sort of maneuvering yourself around would probably take up the rest of the time on your turn, I'm afraid. But you do have Caspian, who is up next.
Where le Caspian?
The Caspian is down here by Felix.
Oh, he's covered up. Oh no, he's right there. He's gonna swim. Yeah. No, he's not. He's gonna swim into the darkness.
Can everyone get out of my darkness, please? This is my space.
And he's gonna end his turn in the darkness.
He's gonna end his turn in the darkness. All right. Well, it's now the Safwagin.
The Safwagin.
Safwagin in it, man. I fucking love that. I found myself laughing in work about that this morning because I had a brief 5 seconds to just look at like today's session plans, and yeah, that broke me.
Just don't ask what you're laughing at. You just can't explain that, though, can
you? You cannot. Awesome. Just leave them on the side.
Has Oramis technically got that shark grappled?
He doesn't have it grappled, he's just on top of it.
Okay, cool.
Because it's a big thing that's swimming, it's hard to make it, like, its speed 0. It's hard to, like, stop it swimming, especially because it's, like, so big, but he's, like, grabbing onto one fin. Alright, so, sharks and Saprogene. So, this Saprogene doesn't like that you're on the shark. And the shark doesn't like that you're on the shark. No one's enjoying this. So...
I am.
He's going to swim up one, like that, and then he's going to try and bump you against the wall to get you off. So can you roll me a strength saving throw, please? You'll take a bit of damage either way, as you sort of like your back just get jolted into the thing, but it's whether you have half or not. What's the challenge rating on these things? Challenge rating is that, so that's 8 plus 3 plus 6. Unfortunately, that is not enough, and you find yourself suddenly just jolted back. You were really close to hanging on, but it's just that sort of like you get jolted back, and you think you can hold on, but then your head knocks against the thing. You almost instinctively grab the back of your head as it hits against this column, and as you hit against the column, you can just see like particles of like dust and stuff from the ceiling and all around just start sort of like speckling out, like revealing how like fragile this entire place is, and take a little bit of damage as will, because I'm a mean man. 3 plus so that'll be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
I suppose that's dodgeable.
That is, I'll say that's something dodgeable. You can get yourself into a position where it doesn't hurt as much. I'll allow it. That is its action, but it's a shark with an intelligence of 1, so it doesn't give a fuck. It's going to go 5, 10,
Oh, no.
and it's going to bump into Mazzy and stop there. This one's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30, 35, as it just goes head on into the darkness. Again, pretty stupid, thinking, oh, it's just like a dark room.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming, indeed. And as it bumps into Griffin, are you at max HP right now?
Yes.
You are. It does not have advantage, as it tries to sniff out for any blood or anything that it can find, but as it bumps into you, it will try and make a bite attack against you, obviously with disadvantage because it's in the darkness. So what's the thing?
Just let me know if it hits.
Oh god, what's your AC?
20.
Oh yeah, doesn't it? As it sort of blindly bites to your side, and you can just like feel it almost like scrape up against your armor, your like armor plate, but you don't necessarily feel as much. This guy over here is going to take advantage of the fact that Oramis is off of his thing. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, Luke, these guys like you.
Oh no.
The first attack, that is a... I can do maths. 13 to hit. So that misses. 17 to hit.
Hits.
Hits. Alrighty, so that is dice of damage. That is... Well, that's actually not bad. That's 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And for the second attack, that is unfortunately a nat 20.
Oh, no.
I'm very, very sorry. Oh, it's alright though. It's not rolling too great. So
If rolling not too great is rolling a nat 20, I would like to not roll very great, please.
And that's 15 points of slashing damage from the second attack.
Bin.
So you can see, again, sort of this thing has similar sort of wave, sort of cutting blades like the second ones. And it swims towards you with these blades, almost like very similar to the sharks, how it's sort of moving sort of side to side, almost using its legs to push itself through the water. And as it comes up to you, just uses its momentum. First one, tunk, into the wall. Second one, tunk, slamming down. And then it just thrusts into you. 2 of those hits, especially the second one, dealing a fair bit of damage. That is pretty much it for their turn. So we're now going to go to Griffin. You felt a very... Actually, you can probably see just this huge grey beast with these massive, massive teeth. It's just a horrible grimace up next to you, this shark. What would you like to do?
So I've got advantage because it's blinded, haven't I?
You do, yes.
I'm just going to look at this giant thing and go, ah!
But you have disadvantage because it's slashing underwater, so it's just a regular hit.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go... Does that get advantage for Mazzy? They're weird-sized creatures.
They're very weird-sized creatures.
They're all there.
I'm going to say to get advantage with it, you'd have to be directly opposite it, because he's not on... It's like corner. So you have to be essentially in like that space there.
Okay, so I can't move very far because I'm heavy. Oh, shit, hit it then.
There's a big angry shark. Surely it can't be that hard to hit.
Oh, you would think, wouldn't you? Watch the nat ones come out, baby. Oh my god, 12? Does 12 hit?
No, it does not.
Oh my fucking hell. What's the point in trying? That's dreadful.
As you sort of slam down, you're really, really slow in this water, and just even like hitting it just doesn't do enough damage to like actually hit the creature. You're almost just informed, like slash it or hurt it. You're almost just informed that you were there, and with the second attempt, it just sort of sluggishly maneuvers out the way. Anything else on your turn?
I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. No. I'll move.
Alrighty.
I'll move. Yeah. I don't know if it knows I've gone that way. Oh, do I move there? Because that's going to move my darkness. We're not in the dark anymore. Yeah, I've done it now.
Done it now? Alright. Caspian suddenly just emerges from this darkness like, shark! And the other eye is still like out, and you're just all kinds of confused.
Sorry,
and Felix, we go to you. You are big. You suddenly got big, my guy.
I can't see one of the sharks now because it's completely in the darkness. You said if we could like find something to like kick off or something like that, we could sort of boost our movement.
You can boost your movement by 5 feet.
Can I grab this pillar? And go. What would it be? 5. Oh, I can't even get around even with the boost to movement, so never mind. Alright, I'm just gonna...
I mean, I'll say that you can get through this space here. It'll be half movement to get through that space.
So what would be like 5 foot into there, and then 10 foot to the next?
It would essentially be all of your movement to get around the other side, and then you would have an extra... It would essentially be all of your movement to get like over here by next to the shark.
Yeah, I've got 15 feet of movement. underwater. So can I like grab the pillar and try and like swing myself through the gap and use the momentum to like give me a bit of extra speed through the water?
Yeah. Definitely says so. You're pretty big. You can use this entire thing to just sort of maneuver yourself around it.
Swing around here. And then I will take
Get on it.
2 stabs at it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, roll above 5.
That definitely hits a shark. 8 piercing damage. Very, very nice. You may roll again if you like. That one's not so good, but I mean, it's a shark. It's a big bellowing shark. You've hit. So that's that much, yeah. You doing a bonus action attack as well?
I'm going to use a bonus action to start my blade song again.
Start your blade song, and you'll just sort of turn around and very, very muffled. But to everyone else, it's sort of it just sounds very, very muffled and confused. But the shark does have 2 very large gashes in its side now. The blood sort of clouding and misting out of its side. It's not looking healthy. Right, so then we go back up to Mazzy. Mazzy, you are half in darkness.
Right. do I get advantage with Oramis right now?
Advantage with Oramis? Yes, you do.
Yeah, we. Right.
This thing is just confusedly swimming around.
The light is going to make a stab.
The light is going to make a stab. Unfortunately.
Advantage.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Advantage. Of course, yes. Hits. Roll the damage. 9 piercing damage. That is much better.
What kind of damage type is your dual sword?
Is piercing.
Piercing.
Oh, good stuff.
As you're sort of like, you pull it out and you're just sort of stabbing it. It's a lot less of the sort of like swinging it round and more of just using it almost like a spear that you just hold in the middle and just sort of...
It's a lot easier to stab with something underwater than
slash. Yeah,
a big slash.
Yeah. Nice. Yes, stab very, very hard, sort of into the front of its sort of nose, just by its eye, making it bleed quite profusely. Would you like to attack it?
If I could see another shark, I'd stab the other shark, but I can't see the other shark, so I'm stabbing purple again.
Oh, and with advantage, yes, that is a crit.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, 20 damage. That is huge indeed. First attack just sort of stabs above its eye, and then the second attack, as it maneuvers around and sort of thrashes around from the first set of damage, you stab and it just goes right through one of its eyes. Just your blade just purges straight through.
Can I tell which eye so I can? Sorry.
It's not fatal. Not fatal.
Can I tell which eye so I can then like stand on that side so it doesn't know where I am?
Left. You're on the sort of left side of it.
It's left or my left?
Your left. It's right.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I'm going to try.
I'll say if you wanted to move around left, you could have advantage on a stealth check or something along those lines. Maybe you would have disadvantage on an opportunity attack or something like that. I don't know.
I'm not going to yet, but if I moved here, would I get hit by the fin of the other fish?
No, you would not, because technically you're in the space of both sharks there. But I'll allow it because of their tokens being weird sizes and shapes.
Fair enough.
So I will allow it.
I'll move there, still getting advantage.
There's a lot of like monsters like sharks, wolves, things like that you would expect to have oblong shaped.
Yeah, but then that doesn't necessarily work a lot of the time in like D&D, like oblong shaped stuff.
Yeah.
But I like it. I prefer it. I'm sticking with it. I'm rolling with the flow. The motion of the ocean. Anything else, Mazzy? On your turn.
That be that.
That be that. Oramis, and Caspian. Oramis, you've been quite brutally slashed by this great, huge Sahuagin who's expertly swimming through the water, these huge blades glinting off of his little angle of light. What would you like to do?
I would like to take an unusual action and not take advantage of my bonus action to attack and disengage and step back 5 feet. And Eldritch Blast. The Sahuagin.
Yeah, go for it. Utilizing your speed, you're sort of almost like kicked back off of his sort of like abdomen, like abs a second, to disengage, and then you can roll for. Yeah, very nice. That hits 10 damage. I wasn't aware he'd actually been hit yet. Nice. 17. Ooh, just hits. Yes, 9 damage. And a crit. Very nice.
Terrible damage roll.
Terrible damage rolls, but still a crit.
But that's fine.
But you definitely hit it. There we go. There's a bright side and everything as you sort of push back from him, and then just almost like with the momentum, you sort of like floating backwards, just swoosh. Just ding ding, and then the crit. Although it doesn't do as much damage, it just sort of like scorches past his face.
Is there an Eldritch Blast? Could you use it to propel yourself through the water?
Ooh.
I'd probably say not, but I mean,
you would say that, Ben, because you don't enjoy
cool.
fun.
Huh? No, I don't enjoy fun. I only enjoy the logistics of D&D. The numbers, Mason. I need the numbers. Anything else on your turn? Caspian is now in bright view.
He's going to multi-attack the shark.
Alrighty.
First with the cutlass. Oh, that's shite.
And that is a disadvantage as well because it's a slashing weapon. So that is a natural 1. Unfortunately, trying to almost mimic Mazzy in stabbing it in the eye, and it just sort of thrashes and he misses completely.
Okay, dagger.
Dagger hits.
Better.
15 hits, yeah. That is 4 piercing damage.
Ooh.
Taken after his captain on the damage rolls.
Ew. And then with his nimble-footed ability, bonus action disengage.
Yeah, of course.
And vanish into the darkness. Because he doesn't know there's a shark there.
That's fair.
I'm fleeing to safety.
Hey! And then suddenly feels like this fin just brushed past his leg. Oh,
and the water around him gets very slightly warmer.
These currents, these cave currents.
these cave currents, man. Okay, so Sahuagin and sharks. So the Sahuagin. Oh, what could he do? He's got a lot of threats to his shark friend, and there's not really a lot he can do about the thing. And he's a smart commander, so he kind of thinks that okay, the guy in darkness, no one else can be in that darkness, so might as well just leave him alone. So therefore, I'm going to swim up a little bit to then swim over my sharky friends. So he's going to go like 5 feet up. 10, 15, 20. So he's sort of like over the shark. And he's going to take a couple of attacks at most people, really. One at Felix because he's very big. One at Oramis because he's been annoying. And one at Mazzy because he caused a lot of blood. And damage. He caused a lot of blood. Thank you very much. So Oramis, that's a 15 to hit.
Nope. He doesn't hit.
Felix, that's an 8 to hit. With a natural 1. And Mazzy, that is a 16 to hit.
I have an AC of 16. That's very depressing.
Oh,
no. Is he
my lord.
bigger than me?
He is very clearly bigger than you, Mazzy.
I have an attack on him then.
You do. Roll your attack.
I have a reaction attack.
You do. You may take your reaction to roll this attack. Give him a good whacking. Stabby. Unfortunately, the stabby does not quite stab hard enough.
I've got Oramis.
I still don't think it hits, does it?
Even with advantage, it does not hit.
Well, that's sad.
But he does hit you for a grand magic total of 12 slashing damage.
What the hell?
I know, not a nice guy. So the first attack just into the column again as Oramis skillfully ducks beneath. Second attack swings at Felix, but Felix with the now pretty big short swords up manages to block it and knock his blade away entirely. And using all this momentum, he just swings down and delivers one slashing blow at Mazzy. Mazzy trying to sort of use that momentum in turn to swing around and attack, but he's a bit too quick under the water. His shark friend underneath him is very confused as to now the person above him looks up, oh no, it's fine, it's my friend, and then we'll go for...
This is a fucking mess. Like, it's all underwater. There's a giant bit of blackness. Some people are half in, half out.
Yeah.
People are above each other on different levels.
I think he's going to go for
Creatures of all different
Felix,
sizes.
because Felix is big, and that scares him. So there we go. There's my justification. I don't know if you've got shield. Just tell you for hits. Yes, hits.
Shield.
What does that make your AC?
25.
25. You are fine, as this shark would have hit. Turning around to sort of deliver this probably quite vicious bite to your leg. You just sort of quickly cast this shield down, and it just bumps its huge nose off of it, shaking itself back into the thing. And this one is going to attack Griffin again.
I'll go out of his way! Doesn't know where I am.
You did get a... No, you did. You did. I'll say roll me a stealth check.
Why did you
really
just make
quickly.
it attack me? No, off chance. Off chance this could be excellent. I think I have it with disadvantage still, but he is blind.
I'll say roll me a straight one because he is blind, but you have disadvantage.
Oh,
So just straight up stealthing it.
that's alright. I'll do.
That is alright. So instead, he's going to go for Caspian.
Oh, sorry.
Caspian. Oh dear God, that's a 24 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit.
No.
By what power?
By the power of Narnia.
24.
I see.
Damn.
Oh shit! Disadvantage. I
Jake,
forgot.
that was such a casual reminder. Oh, a 24 with disadvantage. Oh my.
Okay, 22 with disadvantage.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, 22.
That's 6. That's 8. 14. That's
+6 to strength.
21. Can Caspian take 27 points of piercing damage as a shark literally and viciously chomps onto his leg?
Fuck you.
Or you guys can just hear from sort of like around you, like Mazzy, you can definitely just hear this like and maybe some people outside the thing would just be able to sort of see some sort of wisps of blood sort of travelling through the thing. That is quite a hefty hit. But that
you said 27?
27, yes.
Ugh.
Indeed. Griffin, you're up.
I get advantage with Cockboy Caspian.
With Cockboy Caspian, I'm gonna say...
Step up 3 centimeters. Oh, there's a pillar.
There is a pillar. When Mazzy got it with Oramis, they weren't.
They weren't directly thing. So I'm going to say, in the special circumstance that it's in darkness, I was about to say it's underwater, but it's always underwater. It's a shark. It's in darkness and was attacking Caspian, so I'll allow it.
I mean, you had blinded anyway, so...
Yeah, but then disadvantage because it's a slashing weapon.
Disadvantage because it's a slashing weapon, so it's just a straight attack.
Yeah, so the flanking doesn't really matter.
But then I guess if
No,
you've
so
got
I've got 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage. So it
two
just counts up.
advantages
Oh,
and 1
that's so
disadvantage,
irritating.
yeah, unfortunately.
Right, just a straight roll then.
A straight roll.
Please. Oh my god.
You're really,
That
you're
does not
really
hit.
bad.
I am today, yeah.
Oh my god.
And he's gone. Maybe if you attack right now, we can't hear me. Maybe if you attack.
Swapped on there,
I think it's Tear Griffin.
You okay?
Still punishing you for your misdemeanors.
I bet you're missing.
Fucking thing.
I bet you're missing Gylndan now, aren't you?
I'd polymorph into a shark. I was thinking that. It'd be so fun. A giant shark as well, not these little pussy bitches. Let's just get the session over with.
Felix. Unless Griffin, you want to move or anything like that.
It knows where I am now. Yeah, I'll go. Will it get an attack of opportunity at me if I exit the space? Yeah.
You can. It would be with disadvantage.
Hmm.
And then if. Yeah, it'd be with disadvantage, but. Yeah.
I'll stay actually because Caspian's in my darkness at the moment. So.
Okay. Cool. Felix.
Am I flanking with Mazzy?
You are indeed.
That was my reasoning for moving there, yes.
I will attack the shark once.
25 hits. Roll the damage. 7 piercing damage. And with that, how would you like to kill Mr. Big Shark?
I'll probably just target its ruined eye and just stab it all the way through its head, because it can't see me.
Yeah, just almost like the eye is on the other side of you. So almost grab onto its fin just with one of your short swords in hand and just sort of chunk, almost like climbing over this thing, pulling it around, ripping it out, ripping the sword out. I mean, and unfortunately that renders the shark dealt with and gone. And for ease of everyone, I'm just going to delete the shark token.
Delete the shark.
Am I flanking with Mazzy on the big boy as well?
The big boy is above you slightly, but I'm going to say yes because he did actually attack you all. So I'm going to say yeah.
Cool.
He's sort of if you think of large creatures as a cube, both of you are in his sort of top half of the cube. So yeah, 22. Yes, that does
I
hit.
just realised I should have been rolling 1d4. No, sorry, 1d6 on all my attacks. So I will do that on this attack. There we go.
Oh yes, because you're big now, so you get 1d6 extra
1d6 for my
extra damage. Yes, for the bigness.
Probably could have got rid of that shark earlier.
Yes, very nice. As you just slash at this guy's leg as he's trying to sort of swim around you or trying to keep you all in check, realizing this maybe wasn't the best idea to get in the middle of all three of you.
And then I can make a bonus action attack on this turn as well.
24 and 8.
I'm pretty rock steady with that 8 piercing damage.
Yeah, fucking hell. How much damage is that? That's 9.
Oh,
Ooh,
to hit
not
something.
Quite. Very nicely done. Anything else on your turn?
That's action and bonus action, and I'm
Excellent.
gonna move, so
Mazzy!
Right. Do I get advantage where I am? Yes, with Oramis.
Yes.
Actually, I get advantage on both of them. I still don't know the shark's there. He's in darkness behind me.
I'd say by now you're probably somewhat aware, with this shark swimming around and stuff, you're probably somewhat aware there's something behind you. Something quite big with the sort of water sort of moving all about.
To be fair, I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going to try and do 2 attacks against the big guy. So.
2 attacks against the big guy. Let's get it.
Here we go.
Advantage hits him. 14 piercing damage. And with that, Mazzarious, Kalhalan. My accent changed there for a minute.
I don't know what accent you're going for here.
All of them.
Every single one.
All of them. Generic foreign is what I'm going for. And with that, Mazzy, you sort of crouch down on the ground, launch yourself up with your blade, and it just sort of straight through the very large guy here. And that was a damn good damage roll, and you just got him.
Yeah, it was. I was 14, lovely. Well, I said I was going to do both attacks against him. Decided, you know what, I don't really feel like I need to anymore. So I'm going to turn around, and do I get advantage again with Mr. Short?
It's in darkness, so no.
Yeah, that sucks.
That would be... I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Straight roll or disadvantage. Roll damage. 6. 6 piercing damage, yeah. This thing is still fairly healthy, but hurt.
Why it's fairly healthy? Because I'll fucking hit it.
No, because we can't see it, Sam.
Oh, no, I can see everything that's going on. It makes me so sad.
Yes. Anything else, Mazzy?
More water coming out of the size.
No.
Cool. Oramis and Caspian. Oramis, you've seen Mazzy very heroically go up and stab this dude. So he's now gone in front of you.
Can I see this thing's tail poking out of the darkness?
I'm going to say, regardless, you'll make attack rolls a disadvantage, because even if you could see its tail, that's the one bit of the shark that's always sort of moving, constantly going sort of left and right and stuff. So I'll say it's with disadvantage either way. If you know something is there, yeah.
How does disadvantage work with saving throws?
With saving throws, it doesn't. I mean, I guess you can sort of see the thing.
With the strength saving throw, surely if it just like feels it happening, it can still pull with all its strength.
It can, yeah.
I don't know what the ruling is.
But then I guess I'm going to say, Oramis, make me essentially roll to hit with lightning lure, because obviously all you can see is its tail that's sort of constantly moving left and right and everything like that. So make me a charisma check and then add 4 to whatever you roll. Yeah.
22?
Yes. With an AC of 13, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I definitely get it. You grab onto its foot, it gets to roll a strength save. This shark's doing well. Fails, so it goes 5, 10. Griffin, attack of opportunity.
It was force movement?
It was force movement. Does that not have attack of opportunity?
JJ's mentioned before that it doesn't, because it
does not.
Otherwise you just bandy people about and just get opportunity attacks for days.
That's a good point.
Also, because you had sentinels and their movement speed became 0, but you were forcing them to move. How does that work and things like that?
Yeah, that's a good point. Alrighty. 3d8 12 lightning damage to this thing's tail as this again arc of lightning surges through it and it sort of shakes it through. Very, very nice. Caspian. Oh, actually, I'm sorry.
Can I bonus action cheeky little shank?
Cheeky little shank.
The tail. Yeah. That's really uncalled for.
Bosh.
Bishty bashty bosh. Yes, definitely hits. And 7 damage. Roll sneak attack.
Bosh.
Oh, that's big. That's got to be it.
No, not quite.
Ben
not quite.
HP down to 1.
Have I got any movement to climb on it?
Where did you move from?
I moved from here.
From like there. So it's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I mean you've got 15 feet of movement left. Although you did use your bonus action, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. He does. 30
I
feet.
don't lose any movement. Yeah.
Damn.
Something.
Part of his rogue thing,
Oh, that makes
like the rogue thing that we came up with.
I'd forgotten you were a sailor.
It's easy to forget.
Cool. Caspian is in darkness. This thing is still technically within his range, but I guess he can roll to hit with disadvantage.
He's got night vision. Not night vision. Dark vision.
But this is magical
Same
darkness.
So you can't see through that.
He can't, unfortunately, see through that. He can roll with disadvantage, trying to sort of guess where it is by now.
Okay. He's gonna crossbow. This ting here.
This thing here. And unfortunately misses as this cross of the bolt just sort of like whizzes through the water and just clanks against the floor, resting very easily upon it. Next up is its turn, and it doesn't like the fact that its tail got shocked, and just everything happened. So it's gonna... and maybe get some damage upon you. Oh, shit. So that is 16 to hit Oramis.
Oh, that just hits. That's really rude.
Sorry, babes. Oh shit, I fell. Oh my god, stop falling.
What is it with the accents today, man?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You got to bring some character to the sharks.
Thank you.
It's just the most camp shark. Oramis, that is unfortunately 28 points of piercing damage.
Did I hear you right? Did you say 14 points?
I think I did say 14, as it sort of lunges
Lord, you
for
said
the very
14.
very large part of your thigh, but you manage to sort of quickly go off, and it just sort of chomps a little bit off your foot, or manages to grab your foot, but misses.
Very well.
But that's all it's got. So Griffin, what are you doing?
Probably killing a shark.
Yeah, I'm bloody pissed. So I'm gonna see this thing. I'm just gonna rush it, and statistically, I should have a high chance of it.
The tail is the easiest bit to hit, apparently.
Yeah, that bit that whips back and forth. Yeah.
That bit that whips back and forth. Yes.
You just got to hold your axe there.
Right. Okay. I'm very angrily gonna smite in. I'm gonna shout, "Tiv, for God's sake!"
But
Do not use the Lord's name in vain.
You know, you basically just said, "Tia, for your own sake, please."
I'm so sorry, sir.
And then I'm gonna say, having missed that one, look up again and say, "Am I a joke to you?" And hit it again. This must hit. This must hit.
Hey.
Yes.
Congrats! 3
I
rounds
put
of
all the
combat. You
smites
hit a
into this.
shark.
4th level smite. No, I'm joking.
I think you can only go to like 3rd level anyway. But yes, roll the damage. Are you smiting?
How does he look?
Pretty beat up as it sort of turned around, and like in the darkness, a big sort of swath of shark blood probably did sort of sway past you. So it's not. It's looked healthier. Definitely looked a lot healthier.
It's 2d8, isn't it?
It is 2d8 at 1st level, and then 1d8 every level above that.
Okay, I've got loads of 2nd level spells, so I'll do level 2 smite.
Level 2 smite.
So that's one-handed. That's 10.
That's 10. Nicely done.
And then 3d8. Please be good. It's not terrible. 15. 27 damage.
And with that, Griffin,
Oh yes.
God, very nice.
how would you like to do this?
This again, every ounce of frustration out. This thing is dead, and yet I hit it at least another 10 times. It is just mush by the time I'm done with it.
Yeah, you just chase after it. The first one smiting through its tail, literally lopping its like almost entire tail off, and then you just keep, like, you grab onto its fin, pull yourself up. Suddenly, Oramis, you're enveloped by the darkness. The darkness is slowly moving up, and you're just sort of hacking and slashing at this thing. And by the time it slowly floats up, just sort of out of the darkness, there is like you'd think that this thing had been mauled by, you know, like half basically
Another
eaten.
shark.
Yeah, another shark, like eaten alive, sort of thing, as it sort of floats up out of the darkness, much like the rest of the bodies do down here. The area
I'm gonna wink out my darkness. I don't think it had long left on it anyway, and you're
No,
just
about
gonna see this
2 minutes.
absolute shit show.
Yeah. See Griffin, frustrated, angry, sort of heaving, quite probably, as obviously moving through the water in heavy armor and trying to swing this axe has taken its toll, especially against a massive shark. But there we are. The area goes pretty silent. It is now very dark in here suddenly, as obviously the suffragine, as you've sort of continued the fight, and as the fight's finished, the light in this little angler thing has gone out. The only thing really lighting the place now is Mazzy's blade, which is sort of giving a pretty decent light to the room. People with dark vision have sort of can see most of the way in and around the room.
I feel I am leading the way. I'm the only one who can shine the light here, and everyone else is like, yeah. Mate.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone follow me. I know where I'm going.
So
Shining light on her.
Second wind to regain some hit points.
Yeah, how are we all looking?
Weak AF.
Oh, that's dreadful. Don't you
it's
get your
like
con on
plus-
top of that? Or
I get my fighter level.
oh, okay, that's okay. That's all right.
So
what's that, like 7 or something like that? 6 HP back.
it's not great, but it could have been a lot better.
How are you looking, Oramis?
I am much less than half.
Okay.
In need of some hit dice.
Is there gonna be a chance for us to take a short rest?
If you certainly want to, yeah.
I mean, like, we've
let's
got
do it.
24 hours, so we could just hold up if we could find
I've got a thing that I can do if we've got like 10 minutes to give us some protection while we take a short rest.
Yeah.
Well, what is either side of this where Oramis is?
Is either side of what? So okay, so I'll reveal that for you
I'll probably
now.
Shrink down as well then.
Okay. Yeah, you shrink down to back to normal size. The enormity of these sharks' sort of carcasses above is now sort of
Oh dear.
fairly evident. But yeah, so for brevity, that's what's that side. There is a room that way, and there is a room that way.
Oh, neither of those look particularly appetizing for certain reasons.
Can I have a look in the right hand side one, Ben?
The right-hand side one, yeah, of course. So
Wow.
you look inside this right-hand side one, and you can see a large amount of sort of coral and sea life and stuff has built up here, but it also looks like a place where people have dropped off some weapons. You can see these tridents and stuff in the corner. Inside this chest over here, you can see places where they've sort of
what
stored
weapon
some
is that?
pauldrons and things like that.
So Horgan have.
He had one of these sort of slashing blades. It's essentially a longsword, but it almost looks like a huge cutlass that has this sort of like serrated wave-like edge going all the way around it that helped him maneuver it through the water. It seemed to be especially effective at maneuvering through the water with slashing without imposing any kind of disadvantage.
I'll pick up a trident if there's one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you can pick up one of these tridents. They have this cool kind of like spiraled tip
Yeah.
to aid them moving through the sort of moving through the water. But otherwise, they're fairly simple weapons, simply sort of styled and things like that. They're light. They sort of look very simple in the sort of thing that they're like almost like mass produced by the suffragine. You can tell this is a definitely popular weapon of choice for them.
We'll pick up the longsword if we can. Just keep that. Take that back.
Yeah, of course. Yes, you
Study
can
this
pick.
underwater effect.
Yeah, you
Can
can pick up that and take that.
Can I investigate this, like, whatever this is called?
This is like a big altar. Yes. So the altar seems to have a rather large sort of engraving over it that Felix you recognise is giant. If you remember, there was also a set of rune stones, set of these sort of small square things jutting out from the wall back in this room down here on the wall, and you couldn't quite make out a lot of the symbols, but you recognise some of the symbols actually. I think pretty much all the symbols from this room, you think, were on the one from the previous room. If that helps you at all.
Interesting. What's this? I'll come back to that point. What's this little knife here?
So that little knife there looks to be extremely old, sort of corroding from being underwater for so long. It almost looks like some kind of like sacrificial knife, or some kind of a very somewhat sort of sacred knife of some kind of description. It looks very, very old, but there is some kind of element to it that looks a little strange, you think.
Can I
Maybe
take it?
there's... yeah, sure, yeah, you can pick it up. You can tell that these, or the big sort of Sahwajin was trying to carve into this thing a large symbol, almost like this big S, and a big like shark thing, very similar to the small idol that you guys picked up before. If anyone would like to make a religion check to try and identify, or see if they would maybe know something about that, something about that sort of thing.
Who's the most religious?
I mean, I should be in theory, but I'm not in stats.
But otherwise,
short rest.
you can do, yeah.
I think after we've
Okay.
Yeah.
interacted with this, I think we'll take one.
Okay, well, where I am, I will like start ritual casting Tiny Hut.
Ooh, tiny hut.
Cool, yeah. You begin sort of the incantations and different things to cast Layman's Tiny Hut.
So while you're doing stuff, I'll start doing that.
Very nice. Is there anything else anyone would like to do in and around here?
No.
Can you, whoever went in this room to sort of look for stuff, just make me a quick either investigation or perception check? Whoever would have gone into that room
I went
at
in
any
to pick up
point
a
to start.
trident, so
Yeah, so you can
what
make
are the
me
options?
investigation or perception, either or.
Oh, both rubbish.
You're not noticing anything particularly strange. This room has definitely had a lot of travel through it. You can definitely tell that much, but otherwise, no. No, you don't really ascertain much from this area.
I'm back into probably see Felix is recognising what it is that he's doing and just waiting for him to finish that.
Yeah. Is there anything anyone else would like to... Anything else anyone would like to do at any point? Or are you just waiting for Felix to cast Tiny Hut and then getting in?
Waiting for a bit of that, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Oramis is gone.
He
I'll
didn't
ask him when he
fancy
gets back. I'll ask him when he gets back. But yes,
Have we checked the left room? Do you want to have
yeah,
a
of course. Yeah, of course, Mazzy. If you wanted to go in over and check the left room, you can see it's this room with a lot of small sort of holes in the floor. These small mounds building up. And inside these holes, you can see hundreds and hundreds of small little fish eggs. They seem to glow bright orange, it seems. They haven't quite hatched yet. And as you're looking at them, they seem like
Matt's
I
just
understand
really-
fish babies.
you seem really, really tiny Sahwajin. literally like this big, but they do look, even in this tiny little form, like these tiny little curled up Sahwajin eggs, essentially. This room is a little bit warmer than the rest of them as well, potentially magically so, or whatever else was about this room. At the very end of the room you can see where there was a staircase, but obviously the ceiling has collapsed in on itself, making the way ahead inaccessible.
Is there nothing behind me then, going basically up?
No.
Okay.
No. That upon this wall is just, you can see it was probably once a place for a banner of some sorts, but there's nothing. And again, one of these statues, which is very somewhat snake-like, dragon-like, serpent, sort of aquatic-like, but you can't. I think actually someone identified it as the head of a sort of hydra. Its neck sort of long neck peering up from the water with its mouth open.
Well, I have nothing against fish babies, so I'm going to leave them alone.
Alrighty.
Contrary to popular belief, as everyone else does in my last encounter.
Oh no, it's not a problem with fish babies you have. Matt.
It's
that's
regular
right.
babies.
Mazzy is
babies
pro
in the fish.
baby and pro turning babies into fish. People.
Just love the fish.
Just loves the fish. At this point, Felix has probably cast his tiny hut. What does your tiny hut look like, Felix?
Well, I can make it look however I want. So
I imagine it looks like a tiny hut.
where it's a dome, and I can make it. I'll probably just make it sort of like a clear, like sort of translucent blue under the water.
Yeah, sounds cool.
As
and
I
everyone
get
can roll.
my channel divinity back after a short rest,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my turn the tide.
You do not. You're a paladin. You get it back after a long rest.
It says in the bit I copied over that when you finish a short or long rest, you can use your channel divinity again. But
If so, then I've been playing my paladin all wrong. But I'm
Unless that's
fairly certain.
to Sam's
I
paladin
oath.
subclass.
Potentially. Maybe. Because I know.
Does say short or long rest in the book.
Are you being serious?
And
I've been doing JJ's campaign for nearly a year, and after do you know how many times I could have saved my ass? Do you know how many times my character's been knocked down, and I could have gotten a oh my god! Oh, this is. Oh. Yes, Sam. You may get your channel divinity back after this
okay,
short
right.
rest.
So I'm going to use my ability called Turn the Tide. I don't know, it's might only affect Oramis. If any creature is under half its hit points, it will gain hit points back equal to 1d6 plus my charisma modifier, which is 4. Does that affect anyone?
Caspian as well.
So you get 6.
I get 6.
Yeah, and then Oramis, then Caspian gets. You can roll for d6 from your
Caspian gets
7.
7. Ooh.
7.
Saves your hit dice.
It's really awkward to do his thing. So yeah, hit points. What hit points was he on?
He was on 18.
18, right?
Out of 45. So he's now on
Out of 45, he's now on 25. Boom. And you guys, are you doing that before the short rest?
Yeah, and then I'll get it back afterwards.
Cool. So you guys can roll any hit dice that you want over this short rest period. It's very strange resting sort of underwater. Like, it's eerily quiet, more quiet than any of you guys have ever been used to, unless you've been under the effect of like a silent spell or something. But like, you know, there's just your friends sort of moving about under the water, shuffling and things like that. If any of you would talk to each other during this time, you'd be able to sort of hear that a little bit muffled. But otherwise, yeah, that's what you hear.
This spell, it says the atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather conditions outside.
but I would say you're still doing it underwater. So it's not. I would say, like, say if you were doing this underwater in like very harsh currents, it's not really bad currents under here. And if it's really cold, like if, say for example, this was such cold water that it was causing you damage, this would not be causing you damage.
Yeah, I can control the
because it's not that
temperature
cold.
and stuff like that.
Who's rolling all the ones on their hit dice?
Me.
Hello, Matt. Are you rolling any hit dice, or are you okay?
I will roll a few.
Alrighty.
Is this a good time to take a break?
This could potentially be quite a good time to take a break, as you guys take a bit of a short rest
Oh, shit.
here. And then we can come back after the break and continue on with this place.
I have 1 hit dice left.
I don't think there'll be loads of combat left.
No.
Like number of encounters. I think we'll have quite a big one against Hallahan, but been wrong before.
I think it's the most hit dice we've ever rolled in this thing. It's a surprise how much more you need them when you don't have a party healer, isn't it?
Well, we
With
keep
the long
going
rest,
on
we
about
get
having
a-
a short rest, but no one wants to take one most of the time. Like,
Well,
where's
you
the
never need to
safe
be
place?
No one needs them most of the time. Except Oramis, who wants his spells back.
Yeah. You
Do
see
we-
what intense.
Do we gain any hit dice back with this? Was that only in a long rest?
In a long rest, you regain hit dice.
Okay.
You regain half the hit dice you've expended that day on a long rest. So yes, we will pick it back up in 5 minutes after a break. anew again. We're streaming. We're good. We're going. Sweet. So what were you guys doing during your short rest? It's about an hour, so you'd have an hour of sort of light activity. Was anyone doing anything in particular, or were you just sort of chilling?
Challenging Mazzy to dice. Underwater.
Underwater dice. You roll them, and they just sort of drop slowly.
Yeah, we do one round, and we're like, never mind, actually.
I still somehow managed to roll a 6.
Every time.
Not
Felix,
really.
what about you?
I mean, maybe like if you were all sort of sitting here, just like say for like maybe Oramis and Mazzarious, like well, Griffin's obviously got his godly reasons for being here and more along for the ride. How did you guys even meet? I mean, I don't really know much about the Guardians, as it were. There's a lot of rumours and things and a few stories told, but don't know necessarily what's 100% accurate. And, yeah, how did you guys
Wow.
How did you begin?
It all started on a job. We saw a mysterious posting way back when for some work required.
Cut to the
Turned
prequel
up.
episode.
And then found ourselves on a righteous mission to protect the needy and defeat the villainous.
Started off as a job, has become a friendship.
A way of life. Oh yeah, sorry, friendship. That too.
I don't know if Griffin would ask this. Is it just you four? Yeah, is it just you four, or have you expanded it?
We've had other members along the road. Members come and go, but is the core 4.
Core 4.
We are.
The A team.
We have friends and allies across Ambyr. Some very ancient.
What does that mean?
Ancient allies.
He's talking himself into trouble.
Insight check.
Yeah. Roll insight.
Dreadful insight.
Yeah, you do.
He's definitely talking about
knowing
something.
Knowing Oramis, he's either like lying, just trying to impress you guys, or he's like really stretching the word ancient. Like, he's actually talking about Hakadah, like
It's just some old fart they don't work.
you're not quite sure. You got nothing on him, whether he's talking shit or actually telling the truth.
To say I'm excited to meet the other two.
I mean, power level, they're quite good.
Quite good.
Oramis is quite good, therefore they're insane?
Importance to the structure of the group, they've got nothing on Mazzy.
Main healer. Utility for most things with magic. Sorry, that's not what Griffin says.
Importance to the protection and security of Ambyr. They've got not a whiff on Oramis. On myself, so on me. I often talk about myself in the third person because I'm such a narrator.
Caspian will just lean over to you, Felix. Yeah, I've heard him in his cabin.
Can I shoot him a glare?
Yeah.
Shoot him an
Sorry.
Eldritch Blast.
Just gonna
I just shoot him.
just a little cheeky intimidation as well.
Just roll a bit of a cheeky intimidation.
Yeah, intimidation.
Oh, nearly so good.
Shit.
As so, Oramis, you shoot Caspian a glare, and then go on to talk to someone else, and then Felix, you also just sort of hear whispering in your ear, he has a mirror in his cabin. He practices a lot.
I'll message Felix and just say it sounds like he's the one that takes all the glory, but the rest put the graft in.
How? But anyway, we've made enough of a name for ourselves that we've somehow managed to piss off, the worst god ever, the big bad of this campaign, of this life. Sorry.
It shouldn't be quick. It won't be too forthcoming, but it'll say like it extends far beyond your guardians. I think.
What do you mean?
This battle. It's between gods. We're just the pieces in their chess game.
Oh. I'm something of a god myself.
I'm gonna go take a walk outside the tiny hut.
That water breathing spell you had on me, Phyllis, just end it. Just end it right now.
Do us all a favour.
We're done here.
I mean, where is the lie? Where's the lie?
Well, that you're a god.
If Njord earned god status by killing all of the sea creatures to claim sovereignty over the oceans,
I mean, he was also like he was. So essentially, the story is he was put on this earth and said, "You are the god of the sea," and he said, "No, I'm not. I haven't killed everything in the sea yet." And Polaron Froy went, "Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. No, we're telling you you're the god of the sea." And you went, "No, I know you're telling me that, but I won't feel like the god of the sea, and no one will respect me as such unless I unless I beat the biggest bads of the ocean."
Yeah, but the me in the mirror said, "You are a god, Oramis," and I said, "I don't feel
the mirror
like
thing."
one.
All right.
After you said that, you'll just hear Griffin say, "I didn't realise gods were so easy to lay out in 2 hits."
I am not in my god form.
Oh god.
It begins taking
Yes, you
clothes
called.
off.
Has anyone ever just hit him? He's really irritating.
Many times.
We all want to on a daily basis.
Anyway, tell me about your god. Why has she sent you here to us? Because last time you tried to explain, you kind of got a little bit angry.
I got a bit angry. So I follow Tyr. It's a man. Let's get that important. Well, he presents himself as a man. I think gods are typically genderless, but presents himself as a man. God of justice. I found him in a very dark place, and he gave me a purpose. So I'm doing his work, and hopefully it's the good work. Don't always make the right decisions that he agrees with, but that's where it makes for a fun working relationship, you know.
I bet your appraisals are interesting.
Well, I don't have them. I always seem to miss my appraisals, but yeah, you came to his attention after your actions in the Underdark, and
Well, I'd love to meet him.
It's not that kind of thing.
No. We've not got him on speed dial.
I seem to have him on speed dial whenever I do something wrong, but whenever I actually need him, he never comes to me. Like just now, I don't know if you heard, I asked him to guide my hit on that shark, and he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I mean, I know what that's like. I've got a sort of agreement with a god myself, as well as being a god. I just need a little power stack.
Who's your agreement with?
It's with the
Who? Sorry.
Dolus.
Dolus.
Yeah.
That explains a lot, my friend.
I too was in a dark place and needed help. Didn't know who to turn to. So that
I've known some men that have given their lives to Dolus, and I'll tell you now, it never ends well.
Oh, really? Do I just look at Mazzy a little bit?
Shit, guys.
He'll be interested in you until you're no longer useful to him, and then he will cut you off quicker than you can imagine.
Interesting.
Not that a god like yourself would struggle with such a thing, of course, but...
No. It's just like he just allows me to present in a human form because my real form is just too powerful. Anyway, that's enough about me.
Mortal to walk around with a head that big.
Oh, yeah.
Slap!
Are you sure you don't have vicious mockery?
Oh, my man's got destroyed.
Much psychic damage?
Oh, just all of it. Just all of it. Oramis, you're dead! Sorry, I'm actually looking for a...
268 psychic damage.
I say, I've passed all 3 death saves. It's fine, guys.
What a eventful bit in the heart this is.
Anyway.
All I did was ask how you met. And Oramis started making death saves.
Anyway, after a short while,
I mean,
you are able
8
to...
hours in here, so whenever we're ready, we can...
What's the short rest? An hour?
A short rest is an hour, yeah.
I think we want to take that and then go because
Cool.
they know we're here. Yeah.
The hut
After-
stays as long as I stay in it. When I leave
Okay.
it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're leaving then.
Well,
So, what would you guys like to do now? It's been about an hour. You've chilled out
on the altar.
on the altar.
Yes. And again, ritual cast because I don't have it prepared.
Ritual cast.
So another 10 minutes goes by.
Nothing happens.
Oh no!
So, if it is magic or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use or how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If it was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. And, yeah.
Can I ask Mazzy what he saw? Was there a way through the other room?
There's nothing to the other room. There looks like a lot of baby fish around there.
Okay.
Yes,
There's
so you're...
no magic affecting this altar.
No.
Not that I'm...
The ways that you have seen so far, so there was this room in here, which Griffin very briefly went in and out of. No one really gave it a proper look. And there was the stuff down this way.
Trident.
There was also that room over here that you saw these different runes and stuff on. As I've said, you recognise some of the runes are some of the ones that are in here. So you can try grabbing some of those.
Going back into that room to keep talking about it.
Okay.
Having another investigate.
Bit of a metagame knowledge, but
No, I
allow
came in here. I came in here for a weapon. If you want me to justify, I came in here for a weapon. I found out there's not really any other way to go. JJ's just checked the altar, so I think.
I'll
Come in here and have
allow
a
it
proper
because
look.
there doesn't seem to be any obvious way forward.
Do you like that, Luke?
I'm just waiting for a moment to investigate this chest.
Like I said, in that chest there is a set of, or a couple of sets of armour. Before, very similar to the suffragine armour that was there before. So it's a lot of like different types of medium armour, chain shirts and things like that. Nothing
Irrelevant.
excessively brilliant. Very sort of basic soldier's armour. Again, this armour, like you can tell, it's like by suffragine blacksmiths, I guess you could say. They probably like just mass produce this stuff, churning it out for all their soldiers. They're in the middle of a war after all. But yeah, Griffin, you're looking around at this area taking a sort of second glance in through, and you do notice that there are a few scratches along this side of the wall, and a lot of sort of footsteps going up this way towards this this thing that Oramis is next to, this sort of Hydra's head. And you notice with a 16 that one of its teeth is slightly sort of extended down, and then one of its teeth is not quite extended as much.
Can I interact with the tooth?
Yeah. Which tooth? The one that's like half down, or the one that's half?
Yeah, so it's like a
Longer
set
down.
of teeth, and then one is down.
Yes,
and
there's
out.
these two almost like serpents, sort of like fangs, essentially. So obviously it has the rest of his teeth, but there's two long serpent's fangs. One of them is down very long, and the other one is almost like half that distance.
Can I push the one so it's down?
Yeah. Pull the one that is down, and then yes, a way opens up before you. This Hydra almost sort of... It's strange, the mechanism in the stone. It almost looks like the neck of the beast sort of just extends up and then collapses down into the floor. And the wall along the back of the room opens into a way forward.
Ooh. Push through here.
Push through. So,
You'll
I'm
find it.
going to hold an action because I think we might be into secret territory here. Can I just hold a firebolt?
pushing through here, along this wall that you see in front of you, you see a sign. It is also written in Giant, and Felix can relay the message written on it. No man, god, mortal, or monster shall touch the vessel again. But it does look like the door is partly open. And if you wanted to take a look inside, you would see this large...
No man, no mortal.
Man, mortal, or monster shall touch the vessel again.
Go touch the vessel.
The vessel being sort of in like caps, essentially.
Well, now
This-
I can touch it.
This sort of room for vessel being strange. It's almost like bottle, but vessel, but holding container, but holding of something with importance.
I was gonna say, is there
Not just like any random bottle.
Well, is there any? So the connotations of that is a bottle, like a drinking vessel, not a ship.
Yes, like a drinking vessel, or a vessel that would hold something, not a ship. You get into this room, and it is a quite nice and quite would have been quite a lavish place before you. Is now obviously overcome with coral and different things like that. And a way before you seems to have been opened prior to you guys getting here. You can tell this sort of statue here should have been forward 5 feet, enclosing the way forward once again by whatever puzzle or trap or mechanization that was. But something looms down there, and there does seem to be a bit of light.
Push towards that with a held action, please.
Push
Oh,
towards
I
that
I think
held
I should
action.
also hold my bow.
Push
I'm
towards,
sure
you push
an
into the
arrow to it.
room. There is no one in the room that you can see or hear. This room is silent. Place completely...
So there's
Cleared
an
out.
open pathway underneath this statue.
Yeah, so it's almost like stairs that lead down, and there is a sort of light brimming from this place.
Let's all go together, lads. These ones here, they don't look like a trap, do they?
You can roll investigation.
I would like to. They look fine.
They look like statues.
Okay. I'd probably just push on then.
Yeah? Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
No, I knew that was going to happen. Fucking laser beams. Please, please, please. Oh, that's good.
That is good. You will take half damage.
That's not good.
From this thing. So ooh, okay, so that's 8. I'm going to say like fire damage, essentially. As you're walking past, just this burning hot pulse of water pushes towards you. You manage to mostly sort of push yourself out of the way, but obviously it's still, like, being in your sort of heavy armor, it still somewhat sort of nudges you and does push you forward past it, but you still do feel this burning sensation go sort of all the way over you, as it were.
Just 8 damage, yeah?
8 damage, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to immediately lay on hands myself that 8 back.
Okie dokie. What about everyone else?
Can I try and get close to the statue and sort of investigate it, see if I can see a mechanical or magical mechanism?
Yeah, of course.
That could potentially be in some way. Shit. We made a run.
No, you're not really. This is very old technology. This is very, very old technology. So it's hard to ascertain as to what this might be, as to what might have been used on this. Unfortunately. If anyone else would like to give that a go as well, or people can try and find another way sort of past it. This does seem to be a sort of 10 by 10 foot 10 by 10 foot thing of
Floor of this temple.
about 15 feet.
No, what's the floor made from? Sorry.
Oh, stone.
Can I use mold earth,
Or kind of
carve out like a series of basically a trench in the floor underneath, like between these, so we'd have like a little trench to swim down into to get like underneath between these statues.
Yeah, of course. Mold Earth, how much can you move like at one time?
I can do a 5-foot cube.
5 foot cube, yeah. So like, say 2 actions gives you enough to sort of make this brief sort of trench that you can go prone, swim down underneath, and get around if you'd like to give that a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. That's quite a creative solution. You create this thing, therefore sort of almost like not being seen by the things. You know, you're not within these spaces, therefore you're not really seen. Therefore you're not activating anything. And Felix, yeah, you can go through. And Mazzy and Oramis, if you'd like to join him, you obviously can do by crawling under this space.
We
And you may continue on downstairs. Downstairs, you sort of swim downwards, and you see this wall. A wall of almost like orange force. It's slightly sort of slightly transparent, so you can see through it, and through it you can see a longer hallway, a longer sort of set of stairs going down, probably unaffected by water. As far as you can see, it's like this area is being protected by the water itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like to step through, you'll regain your speed back.
Yes.
You are no longer underwater. No, everything is back to normal.
I can breathe.
You can all breathe fine again. You push through, and you take a breath of fresh air, and it's a really weird sensation because it's like you didn't need a breath of fresh air, but it's almost like just weird to fill your lungs again with this cold,
Is it
damp
fresh
air.
air?
Centuries
That's a good
old.
point.
There.
It is very, very old air, and as you breathe in, there is a lot of sort of dust and things like that. It is somewhat interesting how there are places where like water's dripping from the ceilings and stuff. This is still very, very old, and maybe some is pushed through, but from the flooding at the very least, you can tell that some sort of incantation has prevented all of this from happening.
You'd feel so light, wouldn't you, if you've been pushing through water for like...
Yeah, like especially you, Griffin. Like, you know, you've been trudging along the ground with this water for so long, and then all of a sudden you step out, and you almost trip as you just sort of like, you know, you go to push out, and then, you know, one foot goes out, and suddenly it just feels so light, and it clonks to the ground, and then you push yourself out. Oh,
almost heavier as well.
but then
Like,
it's a weird mix of the two.
Forward, but you're just like sort of floating the whole time as well.
It's a weird mix of sort of then gaining like that momentum. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever tried to like walk across the floor of a pool, but it's like very, very hard to actually walk in a straight line without a little bit of weight on you. Finally getting all this weight back is a very, very strange circumstance. And you can head down the stairway, which extends down about sort of another 20 feet. And can everyone make me a perception check?
Don't know if I'll bother with JJ's roll.
Well, JJ rolled an 18. Yeah, that 9 was investigation.
I definitely won't bother with JJ's.
You're having some good rolls today, mate.
It's just one of those days, isn't it? Actually, it's
can
just doing
also-
3 of those sessions in a row.
And can I get a marching order, please? Who's at the front? Who's at the middle? Who's at the back? What's going on?
I feel like I'll be near the front because I've got the longest arc vision, so I can see
I'll be
very far.
second.
That's
A
fair.
long action with my arrows.
Yeah, of course.
Go in the middle then.
Go in the middle.
Guess,
Oramis.
Oramis and then Caspian.
Yeah, Oramis Caspian taking up the rear. And as you push down the stairs, Felix, you do almost like just stop everyone as you begin to hear something. Oramis, you can too. And you push down just a tiny bit further, and you can just hear this very sudden just howl in pain, and then a gurgle, and then the final breath of someone.
We all hear it,
Priest.
just those two. Sorry.
I'd say you could all definitely hear the howl. You'd have all heard enough to stop briefly to hear this encounter and hear something happen.
Does it sound a bit like the Sahajin when we've killed them, or?
It does not, it seems. It seems to sound very human-like. A slightly higher-pitched human male. And you just hear this voice. Fucking useless. Are you done yet? And then you hear an elven voice, much softer, much calmer in its presence. Reply in elven. No, not yet. You must be patient. I don't have time for patience. You must be patient, Captain. Please, it is almost over. I need to know what's happening after this. We can't be caught off surprise again. A few more moments. And there is a silence. You can hear footsteps sort of frantically pacing backwards and forwards over an area. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look at Oramis. Does he change at all at hearing that voice, if we can all hear it? Does it obviously recognise it? Or?
Oh yeah.
Conversation, was it half in common, half in elven, or was it all in elven?
It was half in common, half in elven.
I don't
So the softer voice was speaking elven.
I can understand the entire conversation.
Alright. Good for you.
That'd be great.
So
Yeah.
can Caspian and Oramis, I believe.
Ah,
because
okay,
both of them can speak elven. So yeah, you
We
guys
always-
can.
Felix, you and I always have
relay
a problem against elves.
So what would you like to do from here then?
So Felix can't understand,
Felix can't understand.
but Griffin can.
No, I can't understand it.
Griffin can't either.
I can understand the common part, but not the Elvish.
Um,
The Elvish was Hallahan or the other guy?
The Elvish was the much calmer voice.
Okay.
I
Calm, soothing voice.
I'm just going to say it's him, and start trying to push my way past the others.
Can I try and stop him if he manages to get to me through everyone else?
Yeah. Just roll contested athletics checks, the both of you.
Can I help? Well, we need to know what we're walking into.
Yeah. So athletics checks with advantage. Griffin
With advantage.
with advantage.
Oh my god!
Boy. All right. Yes, Oramis, you try and trudge past, but Griffin just sort of his axe just sort of just sort of stops before you, and you like try and push through it. It's just him holding like the edge of his axe. You can try and go to the end of it to try and push past, but he is just holding firm, tending to
Felix for not
stop.
making me look like a dweeb.
Felix, yeah, just sort of like as he's trying to push past, just sort of like stopping him with his like leg, like, whoa, hold on. So what's the game plan?
So does it look like Oramis was going to push ahead and just go for it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, right.
100%.
I'm gonna say, as Felix just said, I understand you're emotionally invested, but we've got to do this smart. We go charging in there, he can pick you apart easy. Especially if you've got the blood running, you'll just go straight for it. You'll be an easy target. Maybe try and get as close as we can, assess a bit, and then we can come up with one. But
I can do this, and I'll snap my fingers, and Quentin will appear on
yes, Quentin.
The lizard.
this tiny little orange lizard.
Yeah. Nice.
Quentin,
So if you'd like to do that, if you'd like to do that, you can make a stealth check with advantage as a lizard. Actually, you know what? The place you're entering is pretty huge. There's a little bit of cover, so I'll say you'll have to make a stealth check. They are somewhat invested.
Yes, I think you can go up to 100 feet, and I can see through their eyes.
Yeah, you can see through their eyes and hear through their ears, but you are blinded and deafened.
Yeah.
So,
I'll send it in, sort of like be quietly, like sort of narrating what I see as it goes along.
yeah. So Quentin pushes down the stairs, hopping very cutely down every single step, before finally making it out into a very large room, the doors of which are slightly ajar already, indicating someone has obviously, that you've heard, been in here. And before you is an extremely large room. Well, I say extremely large, it's about sort of 100 feet, 100-ish feet across. It's a circle, indents, sort of 8 indents into the room, and these indents being filled by very, very large stone statues. The statues are in a very ancient, giant-like design, simple architecture, but no less threatening and no less effective. As you see, these are creatures, like huge monsters, all around you. Just in sort of statue form.
8 statues of different sea monsters.
Yes. In the middle of the room is a engraving upon the floor, sort of around, there's like a circle of waves, and then all around these waves, it's almost like an engraving of sort of like water rushing around, but it's not actually water, obviously, it's just an engraving. And then at the center is Njord, a simple, he almost looks like a very simple looking giant, except for a 3-pronged crown upon his head, a large trident in one hand, and a large fishing net in another. And at the very end of the room stands a tall tiefling, his large, heavy-set leather jacket over him, red skin, horns that sort of, he's got this large tricorn on his head. The horns sort of spiral around the tricorn and rest just sort of to the side. You see that he has a very large cutlass on his side, a very, very large cutlass that he's constantly got his hand on. 2 pistols sort of on his front, and a hand crossbow on his back. This guy looks like a walking armory. And also the infamous glowing hand on his left hand. His hand that almost disconnects at the wrist and glows and has this spectral white sort of smoke and mist glowing from it. Next to him is a man leaning down, eyes closed, with a long sort of straight metal staff. This person is an ocean elf. An ocean elf basically being a regular elf, but with ever so slightly larger eyes, slight ears which come out a little bit more and look a little bit more sort of oceanic. They're a little bit different, almost like sort of like fish fins on the side of their on sort of like the side of the head, and fairly bluish skin, but otherwise pretty much an elf. Over his shoulders there is a shawl and sort of like, yeah, basically like a shawl or coat of kelp and seaweed and fishing nets and all sorts of oceanic plant life. Beneath that, not really much. Bare-chested, simple sort of trousers, no shoes, very druidic almost. And he stands there, and you can almost smell this incense type smell, very sweet, very sort of aromatic throughout the room, as he stands with this thing that looks like incense on the ground in front of him, this small sort of pile, and it sort of slowly brews and smokes. Hallahan looks impatient. He walks backwards and forwards in a sort of like 10 feet thing next to the druid, like, I am getting impatient. Where the Sahugin? They were meant to call in by now. Something's off. I don't like this. Again in Elven, you wouldn't really understand what he says, but you can probably tell it was nothing that Hallahan liked, because he almost barks back at him. "Hey, stop telling me to be impatient. I'm sorry. I cannot let her down. I cannot."
Alright, how many people are in this room?
Just them two.
Just those two?
Just
Okay.
those two.
I'll, like, snap out and, like, fence it away and, like, regale them that. Like, just to tell them how I'm impatient about something.
You also noticed, on an altar that they were standing in front of, that this druid was kneeling in front of, and Hallahan was pacing back and forward. It was a very basic altar, basically just like a stone slab. But upon it was an iron sort of holding device. Very, very fascinating. It almost looks like these iron prongs in this cascading design, holding a beautiful, glowing vase, almost like a sort of wine decanter.
Vessel,
yes. It glows blue, lighting up most of the room. This room is pretty lit anyway, given the fact that each of the eyes of the monsters are sort of glowing ever so slightly. And all throughout the room, all in this, like all around you, there are these small sort of motes of light that sort of a blue, greenish blue sort of dance around the room and sort of sparkle and shine. It's a very pretty atmosphere for such a dark and demonic man. His voice bellowing and barking through the hall. What would you all like to do?
So if Felix has regaled what he said,
Mm-hmm.
I would say Are the Sahajin and the Ocean Elves are at war, aren't they? So why is he helping Hallowhand, who's partnered with the Sahajin? Did you say he was reluctant? He seemed to be reluctant in helping him.
He wasn't reluctant in helping him, he was just telling him to be patient.
Okay. I think we need to get that caster down before we go. Obviously, if Hallowhand rushes you, attack him back, but I think that caster needs to be incapacitated before we deal with.
Go before.
Yeah, I think we do it now. And hit the caster hard first and then go for Hallowhand. And hopefully we can overwhelm both of them.
Mm.
Honest answer. No,
You can
there's
make
not
a
bullshit here.
You can make a history check, but with the ship that you were sailing at the time, there was very little fight, other than just straight up swords. And you remember him being a particularly skilled swordsman.
He's powerful, but everything you can imagine. There are stories of him doing it. It's hard to know what's real and what's falsehood.
Elephant piloted by monkeys?
That was him?
Each of them on a tiny tricycle?
Do you want to be careful about engaging him in... I know we're some capable warriors here, but if he's as legendary as you say, it might be a bit dangerous to go in.
As you guys are speaking...
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, as you guys are speaking, are you still looking through your lizard, Griffin?
No, I would have dropped out of the lizard.
Okay.
So we're not going to get any spoilers.
No, you're not going to get any spoilers.
We still got to hold actions ready, or we?
You can hold an action. Also, you note that all around the room were these sort of columns that you were, but they were somewhat far, about 30 feet diagonally from the entrance. The entrance was pretty open. Otherwise, it was just these sort of 6 columns around the room, large statues all around the room, and the altar at the other end. That's pretty much it.
Oh, go on, sorry.
No, just at this point, can I cast Arms of Agathis?
Arms of Agathis?
Yeah. Just as I prepare to march on in.
What does Arms of Agathis do?
So it's
Armor of Agathis. Right.
Sorry, Armor of Agathis. My bad. Yeah.
Second. So
I meant to say
second level.
Agathis.
So that's 10 temporary hit points, and if anyone attacks you, they take 10 cold damage.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
And I think I'm just going to say, hit them hard, keep your distance.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay, I think sneak in with held actions to go off at the caster and just pile everything into him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tempted
Alright.
to do something.
If you feel it being character, go for it, but we just won't speak for the rest of the week.
You push on.
Depends what we see in the room.
Okay, we're pushing in, but stealthy, I think.
Yeah. Everyone roll a stealth check then.
Should I pass all that trace?
No, I
If you
think
wish.
save it possibly.
I'd say people are rolling now.
Yeah. Save it for.
Griffin, remember you roll with disadvantage.
I'm all too aware. Doesn't matter though. Still better than Felix.
Still better than Felix. So what are the... So you're just straight pushing on into the room?
Yeah.
You push down the stairs.
Hold fireball. Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
same.
still got my bow out.
I'll wait for Oramis.
And at the other end of the room, you see Hallowhand stood there, staring over towards you,
Oh.
and they also had some held actions ready. Unfortunately,
Who shot first, though? That's the question.
That's a
is
very good question.
an exceptionally good question. At which point I will say, poor.
I mean,
So it was you to see them, and them to see you. You're coming downstairs. I reckon at that point it's just initiative, surely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're trying to work out.
Oh, that is terrible. That is terrible. Oh my god. My big moment.
Your big
Well
moment.
under pressure, this Oramis.
Matt, do you want to roll for it or take it?
Should we roll for it?
Yeah, go for it. What do you want to roll? D20?
Yeah, go on.
Ooh, okay.
Oh shit!
I'll go first.
I got that. I got my bad roll out the way. I like that.
Yeah, that's there. That's not a bad way to use it, is it?
So it goes Felix. Then hold on. So who's going first? Griffin is
Felix, I
going
think.
before.
And then I'll go before. Yeah, Mazzy. You've been overcome by emotion, Luke. That's what it is.
I have. Well, ah.
And alrighty. So Felix, you are up first. On the other end of the room, about 100 feet away, you see Hallowhand and his druid friend both staring at you. Druid friend, staff pointed towards you. Hallowhand, guns pointed towards you. What would you like to do?
Do we have a,
Have
do we
you
have the map
changed the
then?
map, Ben? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not changed the map, no.
Okay. Didn't know if that was intentional.
Will reach out and tap Oramis, and I will cast. Okay, I don't need to tap Oramis. I can just do it from wherever I am. I will cast haste on Oramis.
Oh boy.
And then I will.
Luke, you're going to be chuffed a bit.
Go get him.
What does haste?
What
does haste do?
Your speed is doubled. You gain a +2 to AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an additional action each turn. If you make the attack action, it can only be one weapon attack, but you can also use it to dash, disengage, and hide.
Oh boy.
So you essentially have 2 actions, bonus action, double movement speed, bonus to AC. Like,
Oh boy.
as I recognise the personal nature of this conflict. I'm then concentrating, and so I'm gonna like back up like 10 feet into the tunnel, just so I'm a little bit in the back.
Yeah.
I'll also use my bonus action to break song, so I'm a little harder to hit.
Okie dokie. Next up is the infamous Hallowhand. Who was the first down the stairs?
I think I was
Let's be
leading.
realistic. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm happy.
Well, from the point when we came in, we were doing that. When we stopped to strategize, I don't know if you'd have then gone off first. Maybe would you? I feel like you would have.
I feel like the Oramis is quite the blood's rushed to his head. Red mist has descended.
Alrighty. In that case, then, Oramis, can I ask you to? I just want to know the range on something a second. My profuse apologies. Actually, is he going to do that? He's going to go.
You don't immediately think of a death on this.
Obviously, something, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be something, but it's not what he's going to do. No. Okay, so you head down, obviously pushing past the others, and you can see his hallowed hand stretched out towards you. It did hold a gun. And actually, yeah, he's just going to fire his gun. Fuck it. He's just going to fire his gun. That is an 18 to hit.
Oh.
It just hits with the +2.
Oh, okay, so that is 10 points of piercing damage. As
5?
a shot fired sort of cracks throughout the room and hits you. And with his other hand...
quick question. The cold damage...
Does it say on a melee attack, or does it say...
I'm just trying to see. I can't see if it's a...
if a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points...
I thought it wouldn't make
the creature takes 5 cold damage. So that was 10 points of piercing damage. So unfortunately, your temporary hit points are gone.
5.
Oh, 5. Yeah. Yes, uncanny dodge. And he'll shoot at you again. This time, oh lord, what is that? That's a 26 to hit.
What?
Turns out it's also an emotional investment for him.
Turns out my wife was actually his daughter. Oh.
And that'll be another 9 points of piercing damage.
At least he's not smacking you. They're like doing 20s or whatever. It's not. 40.
And he will rush towards one of these. Actually, no. So he fires off these 2 shots. Oramis being the first one down. The sound sort of cracking through the air. Who are you? As he sprints towards one of these large columns. But as he does, he looks at you. And even from this distance, you can see something has caught his eye. And as he sort of gets behind, you're them guardian fellas, are you? Oh, I know lots about you. Wait. And you can see now, like, he was going from a very smug sort of thing to now just purely enraged. I know that symbol. Anywhere. Dolas! I know you're watching this. If you're a real god, you'd come out and smite me like a fucking man. Not send your thralls or impish shits to do it. You don't have to do this, lad. This ain't between me and you. It's between me and your patron.
Oh, but it is between you and me.
Oh, he's pulling this old trick now, is he? Oh, Dolas, you're still up to your old fucking tricks. 200 years and you haven't fucking changed. What should I expect from a goblin, I guess? He's lying to you, boy.
You don't remember me, do you? Oh, that just makes so mad.
I've met a lot of people. I've been alive 250 years. You're going to have to be more specific. And that'll be all for... Unless people want to briefly come out of the initiative, that'll be all for his turn.
That's fine, yeah. I think that's a pretty big declaration of conflict.
Next up, it'll be Griffin.
How far away are we from them?
So currently, Hallahand is behind a large column. You're about 100 feet away.
Okay.
I think. Let me check. Actually, about 65 feet from them.
65 feet. Okay. Can I get behind a column with my movement?
Yep. With your movement, you can run quick behind a column. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to cast mirror image.
Mirror image. Alrighty.
So there's now 3 duplicates of me.
Good little spell.
Close around me.
Yeah.
Where they sort of mimicking my actions and stuff, and that's probably all I'll do. Yeah. So if I'm behind the column, how far am I from him?
You are now about 55 feet from him.
Okay, cool. I'm behind the column, so I'll get some cover from whatever happens.
You will have full cover from him as he does from you.
What about, where's the druid?
The druid is still somewhat in the center of the room, probably looking like he's going to head towards some kind of column.
Okay.
But he is still wide open, as it were.
Alright. Okay, that's me.
That's you. Mazzy, you are up. Mazzy.
You're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry, I have myself on mute.
That's very
How
odd.
much of Halahand can I see?
None.
Too much
He
for my
is
liking.
in full cover at the minute.
Full cover. So can I see the other guy?
You can see the other guy, yes.
Right. As he's the only one I can see, I will, with my slightly magical bow, fire at him. Nearly
Fire
hit
at him.
Njord. That's the wrong one.
Roll to hit. My
14.
good sir. 14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
We'll do better. 19.
19 does hit.
Ka-chow.
You may roll damage.
Ka-chow.
5
Oh, for
piercing
fuck's sake. What is this?
and 8 acid.
Oh.
Well, 8 damage overall. 5 piercing, 3 acid.
That's just a bit rubbish, isn't it? Anyway.
It's not gonna cut it.
Not quite going to cut it, no. Next up. That's a very good question.
I completely forgot about that. Let's check. Because if not, I'm then doing Hunter's Mark instead. So.
Yeah, just check on the spell's description.
Oh, we were saying this, Ben. It doesn't actually say.
No, I'm going to look it up. So, what's the spell again? Elemental
I
weapon.
think it's going to be an hour. Sorry, what was that?
Elemental
cool.
weapon, 5e. Elemental weapon lasts concentration up to 1 hour. Yes, so unfortunately, that is a shame. But if you want, you can Hunter's Mark him instead.
That's gone instead. I'll Hunter's Mark him.
And then roll a d6 instead of a d4.
1d6 instead, which was kind of better.
No.
Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Why do
my
I
friend.
speak? If I speak, I am damned.
Alrighty. Is that everything on your turn?
Could go cry in a corner, but yeah, sure, that's everything on my turn.
Have you
Crying
met
in a corner is not
Abby's
allowed.
character by any chance, Matt?
That's funny.
Thank you.
Next up is the druid friend, who is going to look towards all of you, particularly all of you, and he's going to look over to Halahand. He gives him a glance, and Halahand goes, "No, not. Do you know where? Not now." Your friend looks back, extends his lance, and instead, could I please ask? Oh, who's still in the middle of the room? So Oramis, you're still out front. So is basically everybody. So I'm going to say, could then Oramis make me a dexterity saving throw? As
You have
from
advantage on these.
his lance, lightning erupts. A lightning bolt, as it were. But because of your evasion, you take nothing.
Oh my god.
You sort of seeing him do this, you quickly sort of like duck to the floor. This arc of lightning crackles past you and slams into the stonework behind. And he is going to move behind some cover. Now, Oramis, it is your turn. Halahand and his druid friend are behind a bit of cover at the minute. You do have, however, a lot of movement right now.
Are we on the map yet?
You are not yet.
Okay, good to know. Just making sure. Halahand is behind cover.
He is currently behind full cover, yes.
Full cover.
Yes.
What does that give him? I can't hit him at all.
You can't hit him with
Yeah.
ranged attacks, no. You could, with your current speed, so your speed is doubled, right? So you could make it up to him with your speed and a bonus action dash.
I'm not sure even Oramis is that thick-headed that he would run in. No, I mean, the red mist has descended, but I mean, he's not suicidal. He wants to kill him. He doesn't want to die himself. Well, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Can I move enough to get an angle so that he's only got half cover?
Yes, you can. With 60 feet of movement, yeah, you can move to the other side of the room, the sort of left side of the room. If he's on the right, you can move over to the column on the left, and yes, get a shot off where he's only got half cover instead.
Can I bonus action Hexblade's Curse? Is that bonus
yes,
action?
Of course.
Is that an action? Can't think what it is.
It is a bonus action, I believe. Bonus action.
Yeah, fine. Can I shout at him, "You'll pay for what you did to her"? Bam!
I've killed a lot more people, lad. You're going to have to be specific. Ah! As the shot cascades just around the thing and does manage to sort of blast into his shoulder, dealing 9 damage. Plus 4, 13 damage. I'm assuming you're going again. That one does not hit. Crackling into the column next to him, and nor does that one. First one smashes into his shoulder, making him sort of duck behind a little bit more. You firing off, obviously, where he was, does not hit. And we go with the new round. Felix, you are up first. Oh, you do still have another action.
Yeah, I don't really know what I want to do with it.
I think more Eldritch Blast is. There's never anything wrong.
Okay. Oh, I can 6 Eldritch Blast. Okay.
Yeah, because Eldritch Blast is only one attack.
3 beams.
Yeah, it is technically one attack with 3 different beams, essentially. So yeah. I mean, yeah, and that one hits. That one hits like crazy.
Yeah. I wanted the Oramis machine gun.
Aha.
That one also hits. That one misses, I'm afraid. However, yeah, all those do deal a fair bit of damage.
Don't forget the +4 each of the hits, please.
Yeah, no, I have not forgotten that at all.
Then.
Good.
Cool. Is that everything?
Yeah, just in response to his, you'll have to be more specific. I'll say my wife, mostly because I'm still deciding on her name, and that can be a big deal next session.
To which you just shout out, "Oh, Dolus, is that how you got him? You fucking... If you just wait a goddamn second, boy, I can explain why everything you've been told is a lie."
You did a 40 odd damage there, Luke. You only hit half of them.
You wait till he's out. Fucking open! Come on! I also get crit on a 19 or 20. So.
You do?
He's in for a rough ride.
20, you get to make 6 attack rolls.
Yes.
Oh, it's common.
It's coming. Felix, a new round.
Could you imagine? Sorry, just quickly. If it ever came to it, I could make 6 Eldritch Blasts and then bonus action Conceal Blade with a sneak attack, potentially.
That would be
that's
insane
potentially a
amounts
lot
of damage. That is insane
The next
amounts of damage.
Battle Royale we do, first thing Nevada. Can't say Oramis.
Absolutely. Right, so...
Oh, he can't get it, never mind. It's not a druid spell.
Right, so, Felix, it is your turn. You are up.
Well, I'm gonna sort of like move down a little bit and just so I can assess the situation, and cast a mirror image on myself as well.
Is that a concentration spell?
No.
No.
It is not. Alright. Mirror image on yourself. Boop, 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 boop.
Which
3
is a
more
bit
Felixes
broken.
appear before you. Not necessarily, because obviously they can still hit you, and either way, after 3 attacks, one of your things gets taken away. So theoretically, if something had multi-attack and hit you 3 times, one of your things gets gone. So
Yeah.
I guess it kind of works. Anything else, Felix?
No. I'm good.
No?
Good. I'm just gonna hover in the back.
Is he on the map?
Hmm?
Is there a map?
There is a map. You guys aren't on it yet.
Ben's waiting for the big reveal.
Oh.
I'm waiting for the big reveal.
Am I on
But-
it if I pushed up to the column?
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you pushed up, so if you pushed up the column, yeah, you are on it. I have you guys in places for when certain things happen. Do not fear. Next up is Halahand, who is going to, at this present moment, he has a lot of stuff he can do. And with the stuff he can do, he is going to shoot a glance over at the druid. Just go, "We have to go. No." Druid nods. Which one he's going to fire off a couple of shots at you, Oramis, as obviously you've got half cover from him, he's got half cover from you. So that is... Oh fuck, I've forgotten everything about Halland. So... that is a 15 to hit. I'm assuming that misses.
Absolutely misses.
22 to hit.
It
Assuming that
hits.
hits. And a 26 to hit. Also assuming that one hits. Don't know why I rolled 3 times. He's only got 2 pistols. Third one doesn't hit. So you actually only take... Dropped my thing. Fires off a shot at you. That is 8 piercing damage. He said,
Cool.
So what? So what, did he come to you in a dark room? Point where maybe you needed it? Telling you were, what, special or something? Maybe, I don't know, maybe he gave you a taste of power, a little sliver. A cantrip or a spell, maybe. I don't know. See, that's how he gets them all. That's how he does it. He gives you a taste like a drug. That's his greatest trick. Making you want the thing you never had in the first place. You're a fool just as I was, boy. But don't worry. You won't be fooled for much longer. Not unless you be smart about this. I've killed many of Dolus's warlocks that he sent after me. You don't have to be another one of them.
I'm no ordinary warlock.
Don't worry, she's told me all about you.
She. Oh.
Oh no.
It's now a good time to ask him how he knows Dolus. Maybe on another turn. Yeah.
And then
Maybe
be
they get the
disappointed when he
answer.
doesn't answer because he's blacked out.
Answer me!
Take his body back to Doc. Doc can then speak with dead.
That's a
Indeed,
very
you
valid
can.
point.
Or Doc can just revive him and then Oramis can kill him again.
Or even better.
That you
Yes.
can.
1 HP. Dead. 1 HP. Dead. 1 HP. Dead.
Griffin, it is your turn.
Right. So have they both run away?
They're both behind 2 columns at the minute. Halahand is about 50 feet from you. The druid is about sort of 70 feet from you.
Have I got eyes on either of them?
Not from where you necessarily are. You could move out of your space to get eyes on the druid.
Yes.
About 10 feet.
Okay, right. I'll pop out to get eyes on the druid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll hit him with a firebolt. Well, I'll try to hit him with a firebolt.
try and hit him with a firebolt.
Big boy plays.
Riggedy roll for firebolt. 17 hits.
Yes, let's go. 16's alright.
16 damage. Yes, very
And I'll
nice.
tuck that behind the column.
Yeah. Sweet. Anything else?
I'll just encourage everyone to sort of push in and flank round, and I think we can kind of pincer them.
Push in and flank round. Gotcha. Mazzy. So you were stood out somewhat in the open. You fired a couple of shots at the druid. The druid has now got pretty much full cover from you. You could use pretty much all of your movement to get into a place where the druid would have a little bit of cover.
It's really difficult to try and understand where I am without seeing the
It
map.
is, yes. Don't worry, that hopefully shouldn't be for much longer. But essentially you can use all of your movement to get to a place where you could get an attack on the druid, essentially.
With bow or sword?
With bow.
Okay.
Can I do that then?
Yes,
Yes,
you can.
So,
Yep, roll to hit.
so I've got Hunter's Mark on him, haven't I? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll still attack him then, because it has to, because of Hunter's Mark, basically. Right. Yeah, that's better.
17 hits. And 10 piercing damage.
Well, it's better.
Nice. 15 does not hit, I'm afraid.
No.
The arrow clatters to the side. Anything else?
I've moved. I don't know my movement, so no.
Cool. Druid's turn, and here comes the thunder. He looks over to Halahand and darts for the altar. Sprinting over to the altar, you can just hear him shout out to Halahand. Again, this very sort of peaceful voice, but now sort of like speaking a lot louder, so Halahand can hear him. And for anyone who speaks Elvish, he just says, "I really hope you know what you're doing." As he grabs the vessel from the altar, and the entire room begins to shake and quake. Something under the ground begins to jostle and move. A crack appears in the center of the room. All of this happens very, very quickly over the space of about sort of 10 seconds, but there's all this jostling, all this shaking, sort of makes you guys sort of have to hold for a second and look around. No one moves, no one does anything other than try and hold their feet before finally bursting through the center of the room, through the engraving of Njord, is a long serpentine neck.
Oh,
absolutely huge, about 30 feet in height. And then another. And then another.
Another one.
And then another. And then another.
Oh, God.
As these 5 serpentine, almost like I said, half dragon, essentially Hydra heads emerge from the room, cracking and destroying the room as it emerges, and I will finally bring you guys into the map.
Oh, shit.
As this, ladies and gentlemen, is the big show. So,
Matt,
over here,
I question your positioning.
This is a really bad idea.
over here we have Halahand. Over
Well,
here
I'd like to see the
we
map
have his
while
druid
I'm
friend. Obviously, you guys are where you are. In the center of the room, we have the Hydra. That big token of the Hydra, that is its body. Every single one of these heads are these very, very large heads that can move about the room. The Hydra can only move within the space of the hole it has created. You can see a long serpentine body is descending down this hole. Each of the heads, however, can move a certain distance from the body. You can attack, they will attack and move around and attack you individually.
And I'm guessing they've got like an individual HP and stuff as well?
No. Any attack you do to one head will be shared around the entirety of the Hydra.
Okay, cool. So you can't,
as well as any effects or anything like
neutralise an
that.
individual head.
So you could, for example, if the red one was to come over to Griffin, and Griffin was to smite him for a certain amount of damage. Obviously, we all know Hydras, after a certain amount of damage, their head falls off, and another one regrows. Okay. So if you were to attack that one, that specific head would clop off, and at a certain point, another one might regrow. Not necessarily in the same space. Heads will obviously have to stem from the body. That's where they will regrow. And that is essentially how this combat is going to work. I hope it works.
Fabulous.
And the druid is essentially going to sort of like, so you went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, grab the thing, 30, dash, 35, 40, 45, 50 behind here. And now to Oramis.
Oh, man. Well, both in real life and in character, I really need to pee. So I'm going to make this super fast. And
well, it is 10:30, so we'll probably finish there on your turn, and we'll pick this back up next time.
I guess
Is this the start of the round?
This is the end of the round. This is the last.
Oh, okay.
This is the last sort of turn of the round, so we'll finish up there, and then we'll pick it up.
I guess
next time.
I can't really see Hallowhand at the moment.
Not really. I mean, maybe you'd probably be able to get a shot off at him, but there's
kind of more pressing danger.
It is somewhat a more pressing danger. Yes.
Aim at the Hydra's body.
Aim it at his body. Yeah. So 14 damage. Nice.
18. Oh no, because that's only on Hallowhand. Sorry.
Yep. 14 damage.
Oh my good lord. Vicious mockery. No.
Then tell it to fuck off.
That was a mistake, by the way.
Yes. I assumed. Another 11, so that's 25 damage so far.
Another
19, another 11. Nice, that's 36 damage so far.
7.
Another 7. That is 43
at 1 turn.
damage so far. 50 damage so far.
Oh, damn.
And 59 damage.
Didn't
so
do
far.
Max damage.
Is that all?
I'm going to just back away slightly behind this pillar. So I'm going to fire those shots as I'm sort of backing away behind cover.
Cool. And so fortunately, yes, you managed to defeat one of the heads. As you fire all this stuff off of the body, one of the heads just... It's almost like it can only sort of have enough energy taking all of these attacks to have one thing, sort of like a certain amount of heads going at a time, and this one head just sort of almost takes all of the damage for all of them and just sort of drops to the ground, withering away at the neck, and it sort of withers back into the body. It is its turn, so I'll do that really, really quickly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's as far as the head can get away from the body. 5, 10, a really quick attack on Mazzy. That's a natural 18. I'm not going to bother doing the thing on that, but that is...
Malachi's out the window.
14 points of piercing damage.
I'm going to attack it back.
You're going to attack it back, of course.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Unfortunately, not quite making it as it snaps towards you. And then so that's 2, one's dead, this one's only going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 away from you. And then that being the end of its turn, this guy comes back and
cut off one head, and 2 more shall take its place.
And this guy comes back.
Hail Hydra.
Hey.
Hail Hydra, indeed. And that is where we'll end today's session. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you're looking forward to the next thing. One thing I will say about the Hydras is that if you are sort of moving in a direction that is between the Hydra and its head, I haven't bothered obviously going with the necks of these things, so I'm just going to say if you're moving between the Hydra and its head anywhere, just take away 5 feet from your movement. Just to sort of get around it. I mean, yes, I'm going to say yes, theoretically you could, but obviously there'd be no difference between attacking the head, the neck, the body, the whatever. But obviously if you attack the body, a random head dies. If you attack a specific head, that head dies. Either way, 2 more regrow.
Yeah, I'm sort of talking about the tentacle that is the head. So let's, for example, the purple head's all the way up there. If you cut it, if you attack there,
Yeah, I'd definitely say you'd be able to attack there, yeah.
that's technically cutting off that head.
Yeah. Just say obviously you're attacking the purple one's neck, so just that we can get that thing of it. Thank you very much for watching. Luke, you can go pee, my man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You've played this stuff with Hallahan very, very well. And I will see you guys next week, where we'll be doing D&D on my birthday.
Oh,
Damn!
Wanna meet up?
birthday, Ben.
We'll do it in person? Or have you got stuff? If you got stuff, that's cool, but...
If it's your
I
birthday.
don't really know what's happening. I know, so I booked the day off work, so I have
Nice.
Monday off work. I don't know, so me and Chantel were going to go up to London this weekend, but we didn't because of the storm. We're thinking about going next weekend. I'm not sure whether we're going Saturday or whether we're going Monday. Not a clue. So I'll figure that out and I'll let you guys know. I'll get that figured out soon so we can organise it. But could be cool to meet up. Yeah, I'll let you know my plans. Thank you all very much for joining me this week. I hope you all had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And yes,
This
next
looks
week
like an absolute shit show.
Absolutely.
this does look like a little bit of a shit show.
Yes.
All for it though. Let's go.
But we shall see what we shall see. See you guys next week. I'm going to head off because much like Luke and Oramis, I too need to pee.
We crew.
The